Hello and welcome to part 2 where we are looking at method 2 for long division, and this is again presented to you by Science Visualized. Previously, we looked at this problem 642 divided by 7, so that's 642 over 7, and we found that the answer for that using long division method is 91 and 5 over 7. Now today we're going to look at this question. Now we're going to discuss method 2 where we present this in decimal format instead of fractions, so the 5 over 7. And how do we do that? So previously, we said that when you take 642 divided by 7, then you take the first digit there, 6, divide by 7, but because that first digit is lower than 7, then you combine those two, so it becomes 64 divided by 7, and we know that 7 times 9 gives you 63, so you put a 9 there, and then 9 times 7 gives you 63, and then when you subtract 6 and 6, 6 minus 6 is 0, 4 minus 3 is 1, and 1 is lower than 7, therefore we drop down the next digit, which is number 2, and bring it here, and now we're working with 12, so 12 divided by 7, and we see that 7 can go into 12 one time, so we put 1 there, and then 7 here. 12 minus 7 gives you 5, and last time we said the answer will be 91 and 5 over 7, because it remains 5. But today we want to continue with this and convert it to decimal format, and because 5 is below 7, we put a decimal point there, and now we add a 0 to 5, and now 7 can go into 57 times, which will give you 49, and then when you subtract that, you end up with 1. Now because we already have a decimal here, we don't need to put another decimal in that position, so what we just do is add a 0, and 7 can go into 10 one time, that gives you 7. When you subtract that, that gives you 3, and then because 3 is lower than 7, you add a 0 again, and 7 can go into 30 4 times, and that gives you 28. So when you subtract that, you end up with a 2, then you put a 0 again, 7 can go into 20 2 times. 3 times will give you 21, which is above 20, so you want it to be equal to that number or below the number. So 7 times 2 gives you 14, and then you subtract that, you end up with 7, and then that continues. So we see that now we have generated an answer here that contains decimal points. So the answer or the quotient to that question is going to be 91.7142, depending on how many decimal points places you want to carry. So I'll just say 91.71. 91.71 will be the quotient or the answer to that problem. Thank you very much. Please support us by subscribing and commenting on these videos.